Jumping on now, I'm Katie Joy, the Global Butterfly, here to transform your life and business from the inside out. And today I want to share with you about the truth about shadow work. Hey, Christy. Hello, gorgeous. And as you come on live, please say hello. If you're watching the replay, please connect with me as well. That would be amazing. I'd love to really respond to you in the communities, whether you're in the Facebook group or if you're watching this replay, not live, but in YouTube. I really appreciate you for your attention and for what I can share with you about this particular concept, this topic. And I really wanted to bring this to your awareness about the truth about the shadow work because, wow, it's really very busy right now with it all coming up in the human collective consciousness, in our awareness with what's happening in the world at a broader perspective. And so I'm going to just dive straight into it. I've come off the back of 2-hour live training with the Awakened Soul program group that I'm currently running and really going more into this concept. So I'm going to give you a condensed version about shadow work, the truth about the shadow work, and give you an opportunity to take some steps today for putting yourself in, getting yourself into more alignment so that you can be more integrated to be able to enjoy your life with what you value more and more from now. And then at the end of this too, I'll also give you an opportunity to invite you to join us in the next live group training. For those of you who resonate with this and you're looking for that next step. So, hey, Philip and Janice, thank you so much. Awesome. Great to see you here. So one of the things that I wanted to really bring to mind with you around shadow work is, here's the thing. It's that dark aspect. It's dark. We want to bring the dark to the light. And a lot of people don't want to look into the dark. I mean, me too. There was a period of time I didn't. I ran away from it for a very long time. It was like the boogeyman. Just did not want to be a part of that. But the thing is, when we actually look into the shadows, we are giving ourselves this opportunity to look at those parts of ourselves that we've been repressing and pushing away and hiding and denying and ignoring, and not necessarily feeling like we're worthy of to look at that, or that we bring those energies into the light, or we shine light more into it so that we can actually dissolve any of the false illusions around those, or we can look at it in the eye and say, you know what, I'm not choosing this anymore. So if we don't do the look, if we don't look into the shadow aspect of ourself or the greater collective, then we're not going to be able to make those shifts that are required for us to be able to integrate and move forward and be in our power moving forward. You know, where does the shadow work come from? You know, Carl Jung is very much involved with bringing this information to the world. And one of the quotes that he said, I want to share this with you. I brought this up, and people will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls. They will practice Indian yoga and all its exercises, observe a strict regimen of diet, learn the literature of the whole world. This is all that logical stuff, right? All because they cannot get on with themselves and have not the slightest faith that anything useful could ever come out of their own souls. Thus, the soul has gradually been turned into a Nazareth from which nothing good can come. Whew. Here's one of the things that we've been conditioned and trained into buying into in the Matrix, and that is to stay focused on being on the positive. Just be the light, be the light, be the light, you know, focus on being positive, you know, don't bring in that negative dark energy. Well, here's the challenge with that. You cannot be the light without the dark. What? You cannot be the greatest version of your light without looking into that aspect that you are most afraid of. When we are avoiding those aspects of self because we think that they are dark parts, what happens is they actually get more attention at a subconscious level, not consciously, but at a subconscious level. And the subconscious is using a lot of your energy to repress, suppress, and depress it from your conscious mind for you to survive, for you to function, for you to move forward. But that shadow, like those dark aspects, like your own physical shadow, is going to follow you around everywhere. And so it's really important that you actually look into that so that you take care of it and you integrate it. You can even diminish a lot of the energies that are the false illusions attached to the shadow. What's happening on a greater collective right now is really, really evident to us. It's showing up, and it's very easy to point out there and at someone else, something else, that, you know, it's a bad thing or what's going on. Now, you know, that's going to keep going on the more that we avoid those shadows within ourselves. How we actually address that on a greater collective, because everything is energy. We are part of that collective. We are one with everything. When we do the inner work and we do that shadow work within ourselves, not only do we integrate ourselves, we actually bring that information into the greater collective. That's the truth about shadow work. And it takes, you know, some certain practices. It takes some courage. It takes the way of the warrior, the soul warrior, who says, I'm willing to go in and do that shadow work. But let's face it, not many people, including myself, are willing to go on that journey alone. It's too dang frightening and scary without the tools, without the skills, without the community to be able to support going through that process. True? If this connects with you, just let me know. I don't really have, there we go. I've got you back up. Awesome. Fantastic. But the thing is as well, with the shadow work, what you want to do is you want to be able to define what those shadows are. And sometimes those are really difficult to look at if we're not really accustomed to stepping in what those shadows really are. And what are shadows? Well, shadows are those emotional aspects, often sometimes traumas, but not always. But they're these patterns, these programs that we've bought into believing that are true. And so we want to avoid them because we're afraid that if we look at them, that they're validated as true. Oh, that's crazy stuff, right? Not really. It's just the program and the patterning. So when you actually look at it though, and you are able to define what those shadows are, and then you can actually choose to lean into it, but to lean into it and actually do the work to integrate, you have to believe that you're worthy of things getting better in your life, that you're worthy of having a better experience, that you're worthy of being enough, that you're worthy of being loved, that you are just simply worthy. And if you have, excuse me, my tummy's rumbling if you can hear that. But if you can have, if you don't have that belief that you are worthy, well then straight away that's going to really, you know, stop you at the threshold of crossing over into that shadow, because you won't even look at it because of the fear of it being true when you actually look at it. It's all an entangled kind of experience, isn't it? But that's why it's so valuable to be able to really connect with a community and leaders and facilitators like myself or someone who else that you resonate with to help assist you to go through that inner journey, do that inner work. But you still need to do that inner work yourself. It's just sometimes a lot easier when you're going on that adventure with someone who can guide you with a torchlight or a big illuminating light, who can help you understand and integrate a lot of the information so that you can then make new choices based on that healthier information, that wisdom that comes with it. The other thing too that tends to trap people with the shadow work is paying attention to the emotions that you're feeling. You know, it's so easy to get wrapped up and distracted by trying to have strategies to avoid feeling the discomfort that comes with a lot of the emotions, like whether it's feeling angry or feeling lonely or feeling not worthy, feeling not enough, feeling shame, feeling guilt, feeling all of these low dense emotions, right, that keep you trapped into the matrix. But the truth is you can avoid the looking directly in the eye of the expression of that feeling, but it will haunt you if you don't actually look at it and do the integration work and address it and dissolve it so that you can be in greater alignment, moving more in alignment with what you value with your life and what your life purpose is about. If you're looking for purpose in your life, then you've got to do the shadow work. If you're looking to experience more meaning in your life, you've got to do the shadow work. But again, you know, stepping into that place, it can be an awfully scary thing on a single journey without having any kind of tour guide to experience and express, you know, where some of the pitfalls are and where more of the program traps are, and the things that can keep you stuck, right? You don't want to be stuck in that place. You want to be able to go in and lean in and then integrate and then bring more luminescence, a lot more light into it. So really bringing a lot more compassion into it. So letting go of the judgment around what those experiences are that you're feeling when you're going through it, the thoughts that are coming up. You want to be able to move into a place of disconnecting from the judgment and more into a place of compassion, self-love and kindness, and to have a higher point of view, a much higher perspective of the whole experience, instead of being trapped up like one, the focus on the dot. There's actually more information available. And when you can expand yourself to look at more of the information available, the shadow starts to dissolve. You start to be able to illuminate that space with a lot more light. And so it becomes a lot easier to look at those things and make those transformations. But exploring those shadows, you want to spend that time, invest that time into going in. It's leaning into it. It's the only way through it and to create that experience. You can't create the ideal life that you want to have just by ignoring the shadow, because that would be ignoring aspects of yourself, and then you're not in alignment if you're not integrated, and you can't move forward. So it's important that you're having a look at those. You're looking at the feelings that are coming up in your body and your experience of your field. Choosing to meditate, take that slow time to slow down, whether it's a guided meditation, a still meditation, a walking meditation, whatever that is for you. Sometimes dream analysis too. That's a really great way to have a look at what those information is coming up in your dreams. And then you can actually, create a dream journal and follow along the indicators that you tune into that, use that for yourself. There's elements of just journaling and just writing down the information that's coming up for you and exploring that. These are some of the ways that you can go into that shadow work. But most of all, you need to be able to be nurturing those all aspects of yourself, the inner child, but at all ages, even the inner adult, but really differently the inner child. There are experiences and programs and traumas in those programs, and they might not even be significant traumas compared to, if you like, other experiences coming off in the world. I'm just going to sneeze, I can feel it. But if you when you give your attention to that information that needs to be nurtured, that part of you that needs to be nurtured, that part of you that needs to be held, that part of you that needs to be seen, heard and felt, that part of you that's saying, hey, I really need you to acknowledge that you've been ignoring me, myself, and I need you to be present. Well, now we can bring some attention to that and we can pivot and make a shift. But sometimes, anytime we don't look at that part or those parts of ourselves and nurture ourselves, it's just going to create this more and more disconnection from our soul, and disconnection from our purpose, disconnection from our vision, disconnection from peace, disconnection from love, because it's through the shadow that we integrate everything, all parts of self, and we create that perfect harmony, that love, that ascension in vibration that helps us to create the life that we want to create, and the experiences, the quality of experiences that you want to create for yourself. So I just wanted to bring these points to you. I hope they've been of great value for you. Doing the shadow work is something that I am very passionate about, as well as providing all the strategies, the skill sets to harness and master your energy. And so I have a live training, the 6-week boot camp, if you like, a spiritual fitness boot camp. It's called the Awakened Soul Program. And it's really taking you through that process of looking at what you want to create in your life, and then looking at all those resistance that are coming up. And as a collective, we work through all of that shadow aspect of self, teaching you how to lean into those shadows, shine a light into them, pour in the nurturing and the love and the harmony, learning those skills, disconnecting from the programs that are keeping you stuck, feeling stuck in certain places where you just either sabotaging or feeling stuck or feeling not worthy, releasing those attachments to the program of the matrix, awakening to what has been holding you back, awakening and healing so that you're clearing those traumas that are in those shadow aspects that maybe on your own, they're too difficult to actually look at. But as a process that I take you through in the Awakened Soul program, it helps you to clear a lot of that. And then when you're in that space of you're feeling the more integration, now you can make those choices of making bringing your ideal vision and your ideal dream life, your ideal quality of experience into life, because you're now living in accordance to the highest values that your soul is guiding you. It's about bringing you back, your attention back to your intuition, lining that up so that you're opening up all of your senses to be aware of how to create your life with the most beautiful joy and experience and bliss and peace and harmony that you deserve. And if you know it's time for you to make that leap, especially because we're moving into an experience that the greater collective is really going into a very clear black and white now. There is less and less gray area. There's either those that are going along on the narrative that are choosing to be driven by their choices rooted in fear, or there's the group that is stepping into their power. If you're ready to step into your power and be that self-sovereign, be in that place of that liberating your soul so that you're living in true freedom and being the co-creator that you are born to be, then join us in the next experience for the Awakened Soul program. The link is above or below, wherever you are checking out this video. Make sure that you go and check that out. Feel free to reach out and connect with me. But this is a 6-week program. This next one that's going to be kicking off is the 8th of June in 2020. We're currently going through a live one right now. We're halfway through and it's been phenomenal already. And I've decided to open it up again for another experience because there's more people that are already excited about joining us. So I'm going to open that one up. And if you feel your soul really ready for this, then leap in, take that leap. I promise you, it will be an exceptional experience for you. The information is on the other page. So click the link above or below and step into your power. And if anyone who is watching this right now, who is already in the current group or previously done one of these programs with me before, please leave just a brief comment, your testimony of your experience so far, so that those who are witnessing this and you know, maybe want to make that leap, but their head's getting them in the way a little bit, for whatever reason, an excuse that is holding them back, just, you know, drop in a brief testimony that would be valuable for that person who is going to witness it, for them to be able to make that leap. That would be amazing. Excellent. Yes, Sue, things are manifesting very quickly. And the thing is, they will. You'll experience bringing information from the etheric field into your physical field very quickly when you clear those energy blocks that are in the shadows. You might think that the thing that you keep experiencing as your normal block on the conscious mind is the problem, but it's almost always just the expression of the symptom of the root cause. When you do all the shadow work and you experience the stuff under the iceberg, you know, the invisible, then when you bring that invisible to the light, now it's visible. Now it doesn't have any power over you. You've stepped back into your power. Now you can use that energy that you used to run away from and avoid certain things, to avoid feeling a certain way, avoid being, you know, validating that something to be true, right? When you release all of those attachments, you now have that energy to harness and master you in co-creating your ideal reality, one that is a wonderful quality of experience for you. And if you're still running away from your shadow and you're not yet ready to run into it, I promise you that's a rocky road to go. That's a really difficult one, because it is getting faster and faster and faster with the information in the field. We're being essentially forced to look at the shadow, and it creates great suffering when we don't. But it would be useful, wouldn't it, if you had the skills, tools, and the community to do that shadow work, to accelerate through it with a lot more ease. I'm not saying it's easy, but a lot more ease, so that you can experience that true freedom, that true power, that true liberation. Then join us in the Awakened Soul program, and it will help you shift out of that matrix, biohack it through the matrix, so that you're in an ascension of a place being in a love frequency, not in a fear frequency. You'll be in a love frequency to be in your power and create the life that you truly deserve and that you desire, and you definitely deserve. Much love, light, and manifesting lots of miracles. May you have a blessed day wherever you are in the world. And please feel free to hit the subscribe button, like, love, leave a comment below, and definitely share this with those that you love. And feel free to share this with others so that they too can access this information and take action on it today. I'll see you soon.